You know me. Many of you sitting here have seen me in your offices. You've spoken to me about this bill. 4 years ago, I was diagnosed with a brain tumor. It was affecting my speech, my balance, and my inability to operate at any level of functioning. And I stand before you here today to say I am a criminal for choosing medicinal cannabis to reduce the swelling in my brain, to allow me to still be able to be here. And I truly believe that the only reason my life was spared was so that no one else would have to celebrate their 40th birthday by planning their final wishes. I still keep the folder in my desk from the funeral home on Franklin Street in Chapel Hill, where I had to make my final arrangements. This is not the bill the way it is written. This is not the legalization that we deserve for the state we love. I would not qualify the way that this is written right now. And I would not be here in front of you today if it was not for medicinal cannabis. And the state I love has forced me to die in the dark instead of growing in the light for too long. Ladies and gentlemen on this committee, I am begging you. You call this the Compassionate Care Act. I call this an insult. The number of dispensaries that you are offering is ridiculous for a state that has 100 counties. The extra regulations that you are putting on this are not fair to those that have been hurt the worst by the war on drugs. Medicinal cannabis is not a fad. It is not a trend. Our body has a system that recognizes cannabinoid receptors and brings the homeostasis that is needed for us to live a balanced life. And by offering the limited conditions that you are offering, you are continuing to kill good citizens in this state and forcing them to suffer. I am asking you to look into your heart and realize that I would not be here in front of you today if it had not been for having to break the law every day and use medicinal cannabis to get my tumor into a manageable condition. If you're wondering why I look as strung out as I do right now, I just spent 3 days at the South Atlantic Hemp and Arts Expo advocating for the legalization of cannabis in North Carolina with a number of other members from the cannabis community, including Steve D'Angelo, the godfather of cannabis legalization. And he told me to rise and to make sure that the voice of the people is always the loudest voice in the room. And I'm telling you now that the voice of the people of North Carolina deserve better legalization for the state we love. Thank you.